Hello, folks. Welcome to our Bison game. Sorry about the delay. We just had a bit of technical difficulty, but we're about to get started here. So stay tuned. Alrighty, folks, we're going to get started here. My name is Andy Prokopchuk, and welcome to this September 25th esports game. We're playing Overwatch today, and it is the LCBI Bisons from Outlook playing against the Cherry Creek Bruins from Greenwood Village, Colorado. Should be an exciting game. Last season, Cherry Creek actually placed quite high in the rankings, so it's going to be quite an opportunity for our Bisons to match up against them. Going through our roster really quickly, we're going to start off with our grade 12 students. So first up, we have Kobe Spear. He's in grade 12. His gamer tag is Dream in Bacon. Kobe's one of our damage players. Next, we have Josh Denholm, another grade 12 student. His gamer tag is Banana Josh. Josh is one of our support players. Followed by Jeremy Flath, gamer tag Sky King. He is one of our damage players. We have Lana Knutson, gamer tag Golden Shadow, who is the tank for the Bisons. After that, we have the grade 11s, Caleb Turden. Caleb, grade 11 student. His gamer tag is Star Trek fan. Caleb might actually be starting this game. He's going to be a support player. Yeah, we're gonna see him. We're gonna see him start things off. This will be his first game of the season. Followed by Cullen Keith. Cullen's gamer tag is Starting Point. Now he is a damage player as well. Followed by Evan Chang, Aquamarine. Then would follow by Randy Anderson, grade 10 student, gamer tag Skyfire. Then we have Rebecca Larson, gamer tag Rebecca. And then we have Christopher Sumic. There we go. I was calling him Sumac last time, but Sumic. His gamer tag is C Play Games. So if you are new to Overwatch, just a quick little heads up. So Overwatch has three primary roles: tank, damage, and support. We're going to go through the various roles and their responsibilities. Starting off with tank. So tank heroes soak up damage and shatter fortified positions like closely grouped enemies and narrow choke points. If you're a tank, you're leading the charge. So we saw Lana Knutson, gamertag Golden Shadow, as the main tank last game. Again, if you're tank, you're soaking up the damage. If the enemy's not shooting at you, you're not doing your job. So we're going to see when we're following the tank character, we're going to see again always in the front of it, always in the thick of it, trying to maintain aggro so that the enemy team's not picking off the teammates. So after tank, we have damage. Damage heroes seek out, engage, and obliterate the enemy with a wide-ranging tools, abilities, and playstyles. Fearsome but fragile, these heroes require backup to survive. These are the glass cannons of Overwatch. Okay, they can dole out the damage, they cannot take it back. If they get shot, they can't stay long in a firefight by themselves. So you're going to see these players hopping in and out behind cover, trying to get the drop on players, and trying to stay out of the fight as much as possible, but still being an effective team member. Okay, then after the damage, we have support. So support heroes empower their allies by healing, shielding, boosting damage, and disabling foes. As a support, you're the backbone of your team's survival. And we saw this last week. I mean, a well-structured team, a team that communicates, will try to seek out the enemy's support players. And once the support players are gone, you're at an extreme disadvantage. So those are the three roles. So it said the character's going to fit. We have one tank, two damage, and two support characters. Starting off with what games we are going to be playing here. So right off the bat, we're going to be playing a control game. So here's the rules to control. Control is a game mode in which two teams fight over a capture point in a best-of-3 format. While a team has control over a capture point, that team will gain capture percentage until they reach 100%. And the team that reaches 100% first wins the round. Overtime will be triggered if one team has reached 99% and the point is currently being contested. This game mode does not have a time limit, unlike the others. All 3 rounds are played on the same parent map, with each round located in a different area of the map and featuring a new capture point. More teammates capturing a point at the same time will increase the capture speed with a limit of 3. A 4th teammate will have no effect on the capture speed. All right, so we're getting in this. So I'll be spectating the characters. I'll be hopping around between them. One thing just to know, so I said with control, they have to first fight for control over the capture point and maintain control. And you can see up at the top of the screen that we have the percentages there. So there's 3 rounds. This first game, control. Let's take a look. What do we have here? Okay, first person mode. We are following Star Trek fans. So this is Caleb Turden. Starting off. Now this time we have 7 seconds until that gate closes or opens, and then we can go and rush out towards the objective. Okay, so Caleb's playing as Moira, a support character. Let's take a look and see how we're doing. Okay, here we are. So this is Golden Shadow. This is Lana Knutson, our tank. So Lana trying to get into the fight, poke around corners, and we see their entire team there to greet her. Okay, so this is a tough call to make because what the Bisons have to do is they have to try and separate I guess the Cherry Creek Bruins. Separate them, kind of like what the Bruins did. So what we have here is the Bisons need to regroup. In Overwatch, it's really important to make sure that you're not going in one at a time. So right now when you see them kind of hanging back, they're not intentionally staying out of the fight. What they're waiting for is their team to show up so they can all push and attack together. However, Cherry Creek Bruins from Colorado have the objective. Bison's now trying to cap the objective and slow down the percentage points scored by the Bruins. All right, the Bruins are giving an impressive defense, pushing the Bisons well out. Bisons need to come up with some kind of a game plan to stump the Cherry Creek Bruins. They have possession of it. They're at 46%, 47, and they don't plan on going anywhere. So Bisons need to coordinate with each other to get some progress being made. Okay, so we're going to switch to first person here, just so you can kind of see what the Bisons are going through and how responsive they have to be. So this is Dreamin' Bacon. This is Kobe Spear. He's one of our damaged players. Again, he has to have a good mix between making sure he has a good vantage point and getting damage on the enemy team, but while not sacrificing his own health, because again, he's a valuable player. If his if he's not doling out damage, the Bisons are going to be at a disadvantage. But again, he can't risk dying and spreading and having to wait for his team to respawn. So, okay, but here we are. He is ready to go. Bisons have now regrouped. Looks like they know where they are. However, Kobe has a super waiting for him. If Kobe pushes the Q button, he is essentially going to be able to do his super, which he somewhat pulled off. However, the Bruins were able to counter it. And that's the first round is over. That's going to go to the Cherry Creek Bruins. Not a bad first round, but we can see how vital those first few moments of the round were. I mean, getting to that objective, holding that objective, setting up a defensive strategy. But we're going into round 2. So it's the same map. However, it's in a different part of the map. So the Bisons are just waiting now for that gate to drop. They got 16 seconds to have that gate drop and get into the second round. All right, we are starting off here. Golden Shadow looks like she's changed her tank. Might be Junker Queen, I'm presuming. But anyway, we can just see how different these characters are. Zarya, sorry, he's playing Zarya. Okay, so Cherry Creek has possession. Again, just quick, right out of the gate, maintaining possession. Now we can just take a look and see the Cherry Creek players constantly moving, constantly hopping around, and that's what we need to. That's what we need to do in Overwatch. Again, you want to be a moving target, not a stagnant target. If you're a stagnant target, you're gonna get zeroed out. Okay, so German Bacon actually has Kobe Spear, one of the damage players. Very decent character at medium range. However, again, remember, they're glass cannons. Although he can do lots of damage, he has to keep a safe distance. No, and he got one taken out, so he traded off one for, I think that was 3. So let's jump back to the other characters. Okay, so here's Sky King, Jeremy Flath, trying to get into the fight. I believe that he's playing a support character. Might be a Lari. Okay, so here Jeremy's gone behind the enemy. Now what Jeremy's doing is trying to just sow a little bit of chaos into the enemy's kind of battle plan. Not trying to necessarily make big plays, but just enough to just cause them to panic a bit. You know, the best laid plans go to waste. That's what he's trying to do. He says, you know, they got a plan. I'm going to try and disrupt that plan, maybe get onto a cap point. Right now, I believe Jeremy is invisible. Ooh. Although he did not too bad with sowing a little bit of chaos. Oh, we're into overtime now. It's contested at 99%. If Cherry Creek wins this round, yeah. Okay, so Cherry Creek wins game 1. Okay, defeat by the Bisons. All right, let's take a look at the play of the game. All right, this seems to be a Cherry Creek. Yeah, Cherry Creek Bruins player. All right, so that was shooting up some heals, and that resulted in the play of the game. But okay, so Bisons are down, but down by 1 game. Our next game mode we're going into is Hybrid. So Hybrid is a game mode which starts with an assault capture point and continues with an escort objective. Once the attacking team captures the initial point, both team spawns locations are moved. The payload is then unlocked and the players must escort the payload through 2 checkpoints to win. Overtime will be triggered if time runs out while the payload or capture point is being contested by the attacking team. So definitely a hybrid kind of format where, again, you have to first get to a point, then you have to capture a point, and then after you capture the point, then you have to escort that payload up through, I believe, 2 objectives. So we're going into game 2. Bisons lost the first game of Control. Second game being Hybrid. This is a best out of 5, right? So we're guaranteed another 2 games. Actually, this is not too dissimilar from the last Bison game we played, where they did lose the first round, but came back strong and didn't lose. So we're not out of the woods yet. We still have an opportunity here to bring this around, despite the fact that Cherry Creek is a very well accomplished team. So I said I'm excited for this next game of Hybrid. So stay tuned for that. All right, before we head into our next game, the LCBI Bisons have just made a switch to their lineup. So Caleb Turn is stepping out, and Christopher Sumac is Samek is coming in as a damage player, and then Jeremy is swapping to support. So here we go, waiting now for our hybrid game mode. All right, so while the Bisons are picking their characters, I just want to talk a little bit about the hybrid game mode. What makes this one really interesting is, as we saw in the last game mode of Control, where it's like, you capture the objective, then you sit and you kind of wait for the enemy to come to you. Gives you a great opportunity to really set up your defense. Whereas with this game mode, it's a constantly moving target. Okay. Now, as we can see here, the Bisons obviously have an opportunity to jump into the map. So we have Cherry Creek Bruins from Greenwood Village, Colorado. They're going to be on the offensive. So what the Bisons are doing right now is they're setting up a defense. They're setting up a defense so when Cherry Creek gets into the map, or gets they're able to attack, they're going to be met with LCBI resistance. So first, they're going to try and capture the point, then they're going to move it. Now, the winner of this is essentially who goes the furthest. We have here a percentage and a time period. Cherry Creek coming out of the gate absolutely swinging. Bison's trying to aggro their tank. We can see there the tank has been pushed back, but trying to still stay in the action. So we have a really actually good choke point here. Nice, and Bison's got one KO, 2 KO. All right, we're viewing Sky King here, a support player, giving some heals to Golden Shadow, aka Lana Knutson, our tank. Essentially trying to keep okay, and here's Cherry Creek coming out. They're coming out swinging, and you can see that again, coming out as a big solid team. Trying to push through that choke point, and they are trying to take out the enemy tank. However, our tank was taken out. We have, okay, Banana Josh taken out. Okay, so that was the strategy implemented by Cherry Creek, where I believe all the Bisons were knocked out. All right, so we are waiting for respawn. Here we go. Okay, so Dream and Bacon, so our Bisons are respawning. We can see there the percentage going up. So that is Cherry Creek Bruins with a successful offensive play, now capping the point. So their time goes up. Every time they either cap an objective, that's a point. And now it's essentially moving up the objective by meters. Now, once they reach an objective, they get the point. So we have 2 objectives they have to get through. So now what the Bisons are doing is trying to halt any progress made by the Bruins. All right, here's the objective. The Bisons have kind of reclaimed it. Now the Bisons just have to hold it and not let Cherry Creek through. So we see here a lot of getting set up for a choke point. But I think that was a bit of a strategic retreat from the Bisons. They pulled back just because they wanted to trap them in this little choke point up here. But Cherry Creek is going to be doing what they did in the last round, which is just push, steamroll through. Another impressive play by the Bisons. Absolutely KO'd. I believe that was 3 Cherry Creek players. Now Cherry Creek being at a disadvantage. Okay, so here's Christopher, Gamertag C-Play Games, as one of the damaged players. Now he is playing the character Reaper. All right, now Reaper has 2 hand pistols, good for short range, devastating at short range. So it's this combination of getting into the action and creating damage, as well as staying at a safe distance. All right, looks like the Bisons are slowly getting picked off here. One by one. Okay, devastating loss for the Bisons on that one. So the Bisons need to regroup and then get back into the action.
The spring flows anew. I'm here. The payload has reached augmenting the shadow.
All right, so not too bad use of high ground here, but we see here that the Cherry Creek Bruins just got 2 points. They captured the objective. That was 1 point. Now they've gone through the first objective. That's the second point. They have one more objective, and they have 4 minutes to get it there. Now, what's really interesting with this game is it really goes to like the last second. I mean, I think last season we had a game mode very similar to Hybrid Go, and it was quite literally they only had a few, I think not even meters, centimeters to get the payload, and the Bisons were able to sneak off a win. Okay, so we have your Golden Shadow just essentially surrounded, just trying to do as much damage as possible. And taken out by... Okay, here we have Banana Josh, not long of a respawn. All right, so now the Bisons, unfortunately, it's not ever a good idea to go in one at a time, but at this stage of the game, there's not much you can do. You're meters away from the enemy winning, so you're just in there trying to do whatever you can to stall them from getting that objective, because this could come down to time. Okay, so it took the Cherry Creek Bruins 3 minutes with only 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to get the capture the objective and move it through 2 checkpoints. We're going to see how the Bisons do now. It's the Bisons' turn to go on to the offensive in Game 2. And remember, Game 2 is hybrid. So first objective, let's capture that capture point. Second one, let's escort it through 2 checkpoints. And we're going to see if we can have a better time than the Cherry Creek Bruins.
Time to save the world? Game on! Let's finish this.
All right, so as the Bisons are getting ready to get out there, the Bruins right now, they're setting up their defense. They got 30 more seconds to essentially get into positions. And I suspect we'll see a relatively similar strategy that the Bisons were implementing. Again, you want to focus on those choke points. You want to have your damage heroes up high with good vantage points,
I've seen fancier.
trying to throw the enemy off their game. So when these doors come down, you're going to see an absolute explosion. I would say that the Bruins are playing quite aggressive. They really like to punch through as fast as possible and have the Bisons chase them. I'm not sure what they're going to do for defense. Let's see what happens. Okay, we see 2 Bruins up ahead, 3 Bruins up ahead. Yeah, doing relatively, staying on the objective. But defensively, they're playing it relatively safe. They're clustering up. So really, you want to chase some of the characters without exposing too much of yourself. All right, and there goes our tank. We have Sky King, Jeremy Flath, as support. Now he's playing a character called Mercy. Mercy's main job is to heal. Not a lot of health taken out, but we see here Chris slowly retreating back, getting healed up by Mercy, and now getting back into the fight. The Bisons have 3 minutes to essentially, or yeah, a little less than 3 minutes to cap that objective, and start moving that payload. Oh, nice play using the teleportation from Christopher. However, he wasn't able to sneak it out there. It's a very interesting tactic that actually Cherry Creek is doing. You can tell the players are communicating. At Cherry Creek, they're moving around. They're aggroing the same enemy. So let's see what the Bisons can do with this push. Bisons have 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Okay, let's try going into first-person mode here. So this is the first-person view of Lana Knutson. This is what Lana is seeing on her screen right now. You can see how absolutely hectic and chaotic that can be. Oh, and we got a team kill. All right. I mean, again, not too a very impressive defense from Cherry Creek. But again, the Bisons have re-rallied up, and they're getting out there. The Bisons need to come up with a strategy in order to get the jump on Cherry Creek. All right, Christopher teleporting up here. Coming down, not a good move. As I said, Cherry Creek's obviously communicating quite well. Oh, here we go. Sky King Jeremy swapped up characters again. Do no avail. Okay, let's take a look here. Who do we got? Who do we got left? Who's left? Alright, let's go back to Jeremy. Okay, Bisons have 42 seconds left to capture that point. All right, actually not too bad, but impressive of a push. I'm thinking that's the aggression they're going to need to play with going into the third game. Okay, so we're in overtime right now because it is contested. Okay, that overtime timer is buzzing out. Let's see, and okay, so LCBI Bisons lose game 2. Not, again, the Cherry Creek Bruins, really impressive team. Very impressive team. Finished pretty high last season. So yeah, we're getting a taste of that next kind of caliber of team here. What is impressive is, again, we're not totally devoid of LCBI moves. They're making some relatively decent progress and some good plays on them. Well, you can just see the difference in I don't know what you want to call it, skill. But yeah, the Bruins' impressive defense. Again, it was a good victory for them. But you know what? Our Bisons made them work for it. Absolutely made them work for it. Did not let up. So after Hybrid, we're going into Flashpoint. So Flashpoint is a game mode released in Season 6, and it bears some similarities to Control. Each Flashpoint map has 5 capture points called Flashpoints, and a team must capture 3 to win the game. Flashpoint's capture speed is much faster than Control capture point. Once a team captures a point, the next point will unlock after 40 seconds. So again, this is another fast one. Essentially, get to the objective, capture the objective, hold the objective, then hurry up and get to the next objective. It's going to be a very interesting, fast-paced. What you can see here with a lot of teams is they have to be disciplined. They have to communicate because you can get lost along the way, right? Although these maps aren't very big, if you're not communicating and you don't know where your team is, you could actually be a few meters ahead of them, and then you're essentially filing in one by one to get zeroed by the opposing team here. So yeah, this is going to be an absolutely great game mode. So stay tuned.
Stay close to me and I'll keep you safe.
Locked and loaded. Who's ready to get this?
All right, we are 10 seconds away from that door dropping. So remember, the LCBI Bisons, we got to absolutely rush to the flashpoint. We're going to see capping. It's going to be a fast cap. No, and here we go. Oh, and last second change from Banana Josh, Josh Denholm. Swap to the new support character. That's actually a brand new support character, Juno. Okay, let's see how the Bisons do. They got to get to the capture point. We see Juno trying to heal their enemies. Oof. All right. Not looking good for that initial push. So, we have Cherry Creek has taken the objective, 3% in climbing. Bisons have respawned, trying to get in there. All right, let's see how this next push goes. Looks like Cherry Creek has them locked into a little bit of a choke point here. And slowly picking apart the Bisons. All right, another team wipe. Let's take a look again. Okay, going back. So we have Banana Josh and here's Christopher, and then we have Kobe Spear leading the pack. All right, we have Sky King here, support player. We see with the big shield, obviously trying to soak up damage, but nice. I see the Bisons are swapping their strategy here. They only have a couple seconds left. We're in overtime for the first flashpoint. And the Bisons are slowly wiped. There we go. Okay, so the first flashpoint capture goes to Cherry Creek. Okay, so now we have a new flashpoint. So let's see what the Bisons can do. You got 40 seconds before it is available for capture. So we're going to see both teams try to get there and hold their ground. See if Bisons have gotten there first. No, looks like Cherry Creek has already hopped on the objective. So we got 6 seconds before it becomes available to capture. So we have your Golden Shadow, Lana Knutson, down again. So we can see here, yeah, this was actually not too bad of a play. What Lana's done is essentially separated the team. The reasons why the Bruins are getting all the damage is because the entire team focuses on one player. By Lana doing that, even for a brief moment, we split the focus of the Bruins, so they couldn't all direct their attack on one player, which bought the Bisons a little bit of time. We see here they have caught the second flashpoint, yeah, percentage is ticking up fast. Okay, so if the Bisons can't win Flashpoint, that's it for tonight's game. This'll be it. Okay. Okay, another team. I mean, again, in awe. I mean, don't let this game change your opinion. Our Bisons are a well-groomed team. This team, however, is obviously just been practicing and very highly skilled. And our Bison's putting up an impressive fight. Okay, so they got the second flashpoint. Now, what the Bisons are going to do here is they're going to try and rush to the second or to this third flashpoint, trying to beat them there. So finally, the Bruins can be on the defensive. And it looks like they're fighting on the way to the flashpoint. And the Bruins sneak off with that win of that encounter. All right, we're going to see the Bisons respawn and try to take the objective. All right. Impressive defensive play here. I guess Kobe Spear got a 1 KO. All right, it's contested. Buys in control of the flashpoint. Kobe's spear. Oh, after I believe was that 3 KOs finally was taken down. So relatively impressive. Now it's just a matter of trying to get back into the game. We have Sky King here, hanging out, waiting for his team to get back into the action. All right, Bison's trying to formulate a attack plan here. Our first KO. Bison's down 1 player, 2 critical characters, 2 dead characters. Okay, so we are dropping Bisons like flies here, and Cherry Creek saw that push to take out the advantage. So and we see there's some strategic elements to that. I mean, the idea of abandoning the objective to push your opponent. Not too bad of a defense. And sometimes a good offense is a good defense. All right, and that is unfortunately the end of the round. That's the end of the game. So that game 3-0 for the Cherry Creek Bruins. These are LCBI Bisons. Lost game 1, 2, and 3. But again, not without putting up a relatively decent fight against Cherry Creek. Remember, Cherry Creek is one of the highest ranking teams in the league right now, and they put up an absolutely impressive and honorable resistance to that. So I think what's going to be happening now, folks, is after this game, and just a little bit of heads up of what the team does, is the team's going to be reviewing the footage, just like any other game. Reviewing the footage, see what worked, what didn't work, what kind of strategies could they take from Cherry Creek. Again, a lot of this game is about communication. Seeing again what kind of communicative things they can do to help improve the cohesion of the team. So yeah, I believe they have another game next week. Same time, same place. That being said, my name is Andy Prokopchik. It's been a pleasure announcing